Positioned on the inside of Yes Indeed. A length further back is the Phantom Chance. He's over on the inside there of Boarda, and they were being followed by Jern around the outside of Quick Ransom. A length and a half to Electronica. Tue is over on the inside. Doremus is third last, followed by Count Chivas, and Vintage Crop is last of all as they sweep along the riverside section of the tracker. And Coachwood is the leader in the Cup. About a length, Double Take second. Close Handy on the inside, getting a beautiful run. Double Trigger. Darcher is in behind them. Going forward, Stony Bay. Fewer chosen sixth on the rails. A length further back is Sir Kingy on the outside of Bullwinkle, followed by Nothing Like a Dana. A half length away, it's All in Fun. They're followed out wider on the track by Yes Indeed. In behind them is the Phantom Chance, and Storm is in that group. A length and a half to Board over on the outside of Quick Ransom. They're followed by Jern. Further back in the field behind them came Doremus, and then came Electronic, followed by Dupane. Count Shivers is next to last, and Vintage Crop on the inside is last of all as they sweep around the back with about 1,500 metres left to go. And Coachwood cutting them along. Coachwood the leader by a length and a half. Second is Double Take. Third is Fewer Chosen, getting a beautiful runner. He's over on the inside of Double Trigger as they go around the back of the tracker, and they're followed closely by It's All in Fun, going up quickly there. They're followed by Nothing Like a Dane over on the inside of Bullwinkle, followed by Yes Indeed, and a bit further back in the field then behind them is Storm working his way into the picture, and back behind them over on the outside Sir Kingy is being hard ridden, followed by Darcher, the Phantom Chance, and Boarda. Jern's a long way back. Down the side of the track they race at the 1,000 metre marker. Coachwood being tackled by It's All in Fun, 2.5 lengths away Bullwinkle. Fewer Chosen. Back behind them over on the outside is Storm, and they were followed then around the outside by Sir Kingy, Nothing Like a Dana. Double Trigger's losing his position. He's dropping back. Doremus has made a very fast move. Boarda's in behind them. Quick Ransom making up some ground. Count Shivers from a long way back, and they were followed next over on the inside by Dupane. Double Trigger's dropped right out of it. Vintage Crop is a mile back, and so is Jern as they make the home turn in the Foster's Melbourne Cup. It's All in Fun on the outside, and Coachwood straighten up together. They're about a length and a half clear. Coming down the outside with a good runners, Doremus and Nothing Like a Dane. The 3-year-old is putting himself in the picture. Quick Ransom and Board coming to the 200 metre mark, and Doremus takes the lead. Nothing Like a Dane on the inside, finishing very determinedly, but Doremus was the leader at the 200. Nothing Like a Dane is second, then Coachwood, Quick Ransom and Vintage Crop are starting to fly home, but Doremus is clear in the final stages. He's set for the double. Doremus for Lee Friedman and Damien Oliver. Doremus wins the Foster's Melbourne Cup 3 lengths, 4 lengths to Nothing Like a Dane. Vintage Crop was a huge run third. Then Quick Ransom. They're followed by Coachwood, Board and Storm, and back behind them It's All in Fun, Dupane, Bullwinkle, or Long Gap further back. The others are headed there by Count Shivers, and back behind them, Yes Indeed, Fewer Chosen, Jern, Electronic, Double Trigger. Well back in the field then is the Phantom Chance, Darcher, Double Take, and last to finish is Sir Kingy in the 1995 Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Over the line on the Super Tab, number 6, the winner there, Doremus, to return $9.90 and $3.40. Number 23, Nothing Like a Dane, to return $4.80. And number 3, Vintage Crop, $3.10.
Melbourne Cup, number 6, Doremus, from a long way back in the field, has completed the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double. The Freedmans have done it again. The last horse to win the double was Let's Elope in 91, the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double. And the numbers go in the frame. After the Melbourne Cup, it's number 6, Doremus. That man again, Friedman, and our champion rider, Damien Oliver, have beaten the 3-year-old. Number 23, Nothing Like a Dane, ridden by Shane Dye. Third is number 3, and that's Vintage Crop, who was last going out of the straight. Fourth in is number 14, Quick Ransom. Fifth in is number 20, Coachwood. It's 6, 23 and 3. And magnificent sights here as Damien Oliver embraced Johnny Letts, who's down there for Network 10. And it's Oliver has finally won his Melbourne Cup. Our champion jockey here in this state. And the Freedman stable have won the Cup for the 3rd time. They took the Cup back in 1989. They took the Cup in 92 with Sub-Zero. And Oliver has won the Cup for Lee Friedman on Doremus. They've completed the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double.
The third for the Friedmans, the first for Damien Oliver. He won it as you called it, Brian. Doremus, the Caulfield Cup winner. He had only 3 horses behind him at the post the first time. Starting from the outside alley, Oliver eased the horse Doremus across the field. He made his run, and a long way from home, you could sense that Doremus was edging into this race. You could sense that Lee Friedman's prediction that this horse, Doremus, is not as good a horse as Paris Lane, runner-up last year, but he might be a better stayer. That was the opinion, the pre-race opinion of Lee Friedman. He proved it today. And what a run from the 3-year-old, Nothing Like a Dane. He just kept giving. And Vintage Crop, last past the post with a lap to go, he kept ploughing away also. And Quick Ransom, he too has acclimatised, giving Lee Friedman another place getter's check. Quick Ransom now trained by Lee Friedman. For all of you people with sweeps around the nation, the official last place getter, the last past the post, is called by Brian, number 15, Sir Kingy.
Okay, and Damien Oliver about to return to scale. Brian Blackmore is standing by with the Friedman brothers, Anthony and Richard. But here's the ovation.
This young man is 23. This is a day of days in a career that really is unmatched in Australian racing. And listen to the crowd acclaim the Victorian champion. He might be West Australian born, but he's ours now. And he acknowledges the cheering of the crowd with the flourish of the whip. His hat is off. And Damien Oliver, this is Damien's day.
The toast of Australian racing, toast of world racing right here at Flemington. Damien Oliver, who's promised to have his hair cut. He's told his boss, Lee Friedman, I'll cut my hair. He loves surfing when he's not racing. He said he'll cut his hair if he wins the Melbourne Cup. The Connections were over the moon when they won the Caulfield Cup. They celebrated for 48 hours. Gosh, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. This town will rock when these Connections let go in this fair city of Melbourne.
What a moving sight. Damien Oliver high in the stirrup irons. The crowd acknowledging horse and jockey. Wonderful performances by both. And when they get back to the winner's stall, make it a trifecta. What a training triumph for the FBI, led by Lee Friedman, the Friedman Brothers Incorporated. Damien Oliver, the toast of the town, so he should be. No horse since Let's Elope in 91 has brought off the Caulfield and the Melbourne Cups doubles, and he did it with a 3-kilo penalty, a penalty that many of us seemed or thought may have been harsh. Today, Doremus made light of it.
The Melbourne Cup has been won by Doremus. The Friedmans prepared the horse. Here's Brian in the yard now.
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, we're trying to battle everyone here, and Lee's with us now. Well done, Lee.
Thanks very much, Brian.
What a ride, pal.
Oh, I'm just thrilled for him. You know, he's going to lose that hair, but I don't think he'll worry about it.
Well, it's been a big day so far. We did promise we'd talk to you later on in the day, and I was hoping this would be the race, but when he got back, the pattern of racing that the way it had been today, we were sort of just a little bit perturbed. He was a fair way back.
He seemed to, I'll have to look at the replay again, but he seemed to make ground very quickly coming to the corner, and once he's into the straight, he was in a great challenging position, and he was still travelling.
Yeah.
And I said to him, if you get into that position again today like you did on Paris Lane, I said, don't you go for home. And he sat and sat and sat. It was a great ride. This is a great handicap horse. I've always believed he's right up there with the best handicap horses I've had.
Was the distance any sort of a worry to you at all?
Not really. Not really. I always thought that Flemington would suit him. And he always gave me the impression that 3,200 metres would suit him as well. Because if a horse can win his first 2 or 3 starts over marathon, 2,000, 2,100, the natural stayers. So I didn't have to do a lot with him. 4 runs into the Melbourne Cup, that's enough.
Well, okay, a Caulfield Melbourne Cup to one horse. You've done both races before, but not with the same one. This has been something to remember forever, isn't it?
Oh, well, not many have done it. No. Not many have done it, and they've got to be very good to do it.
Okay, well, the FBI's back in town. And that's Lee Friedman. Well done, Lee.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks, Brian.
Great news there, Brian. I'll come back to you shortly.
Yeah, okay.
Damien Oliver now stepping onto the scales. Let's look at the disappointments in the Melbourne Cup. Double Trigger, he rode him forward, up running 3rd and 4th. He was gone 700 from home. The signals of distress were starting to come out with Double Trigger. Down the list, let's have a look at them now. Jeune settled back, well back, 3rd to 4th last, never came into the race. Vintage Crop, a phenomenal run to run 3rd. Last out of the straight, going out of the straight. A great job to run 3rd, Vintage Crop. The Phantom Chance never in it. It's all in fun. Pulled very hard on Shane Scriven. Rolled along to take on Coach. Went along the back at about the 1,250 metre mark. Doremus, the hero of the Melbourne Cup. Stony Bay never in it. Bullwinkle written up close. Got to 3rd over the crossing at the 700 metre mark. Looked some sort of hope. Ran a good race. Count Chivers got back and never came into it. Darcher prominent early. Faded from the 800. Double Take rolling up near the front in the early point of the race. Quick Ransom ran a great race to run fourth, came from a fair way back of the race. Sir Kingy ran last. Few were chosen, prominent early, dropped right out when the pressure was on. Yes, indeed, was caught wide most of the way. Storm never really came into it. Boart, likewise. Coachwood in front, but then taken on. Japan never sided, Electronic never sided. And what a terrific performance by Nothing Like a Dane. The one that we all doubted could get into this race. And a beautiful ride by Dane. He was over on the inside, getting a lovely run. He had the horse travelling. And one wonders what sort of horse this is going to develop into. Nothing Like a Dane when he just matures a little bit more and comes back in the autumn. So it's 6:23, 3 and 14. Fifth in is number 20, last in Sir Kingy. The totes are coming up, and then we're going to Dermot Weld in a moment with the Brian Blackmore.
OK, we'll pick up that interview in a moment.
And they've got their big day tomorrow. It's going to be... They're off and running this time. Love Moves Me stood there and missed a good couple of lengths. Bouncing quickly here, Just Sterling, Super Shaquille away OK with Del Sol. Further out, Avalon Ferry, Monsieur, and wider out, Starduster from Famous Nick when they settle down. Del Sol went through and led a length and a half now, settling from Just Sterling. Super Shaquille is right over on the rail third. Two further back, Starduster, and they're followed by Monsieur. Further back in the race then, Avalon Ferry. Wider out then came at the head of the others, Century Taste, Famous Nick given a crack with a whip. A fairway back Raft, Jadiva Bell, followed by Sable Dreamer, and Love Moves Me as last of the main bunch. Coming onto the course proper now, and Del Sol, Super Shaquille got up on the inside to join it. One further back, Just Sterling. There, 3 or 4, Monsieur. Further back then, Raft, followed by Stardust, Century Toast. A gap, Avalon Ferry going nowhere from Jadiva Bell. Love Moves Me is not in the race with Sable Dreamer and Famous Nick. Super Shaquille, Del Sol down at the 300-metre mark. Not much between them. 3 in front now from further back in the race, Just Sterling, and then Monsieur. Super Shaquille, Del Sol comes at it again. 180 out, stride for stride. Del Sol, Super Shaquille. Monsieur gets to third. Super Shaquille the inside, and Del Sol, Super Shaquille. They hit the line. Bob of the head here. Super Shaquille, Del Sol, nothing in it. 5 away third, Monsieur from Jadiva Bell. Love Moves Me. Behind those, Raft and a gap in the race, Just Sterling, Avalon Ferry, Starduster, and further back, Sable Dreamer, Century Toast, Famous Nick.
Number 3, Super Shaquille, 5:10 2 even, or 6 Del Sol, 21.50 and 6.60. 1 Monsieur, 2.80.
On the Super Tab, number 3, Super Shaquille to pay 4.80 2 even. The other one in it, 6 Del Sol to return 19.80 and 5.70, and 1 for third, Monsieur, 3 even.
Super Shaquille wouldn't give up on the inside. Del Sol came at it. They're going stride for stride down to the line here. Judge calling on the photo. Super Shaquille refused to give in on the inside, railed up with Hall riding desperately. Del Sol came at it again. They're both...
Racing now, Navy Brass a little slow to go, so Boom quickly away. Another Victor's gone away smartly, and Final Tempo's working up with Regal Half to join it in the lead. So we've got a line of 3 as Sir Boom hunts up on the inside. Another Victor drops back, then Navy Brass, winner. And a length and a half off last of all is Monopolised. They work down the side now, and the leader here, as they work towards the 800-metre mark, was Final Tempo, or the 1,000-metre mark, by 2 lengths, Regal Half. A length away Sir Boom, then another Victor, Navy Brass, over on the inside of Winner. And a length and a half last of all is Monopolised. Down by the 800-metre mark now, and the leader Final Tempo, and the pace is not all that quick, leading by just over a length Regal Half. Sir Boom is third over on the inside, a half length to another Victor. A length away then Navy Brass, Winner behind it, and 2 last of all is Monopolised. 600 metres out on the turn, and Final Tempo held together. Regal Half on the outside. Sir Boom is back on the rails, needing room now. Around it there comes another Victor, and deep out is Winner as they corner. Navy Brass, and last of all is Monopolised. 400 out, and Final Tempo in front. Regal Half under the whip. Sir Boom easing on the outside of it. Then another Victor getting through in the set of Navy Brass at the 250-metre mark though. And the leader is Final Tempo from Regal Half. Sir Boom on the outside is making heavy weather of it. Then another Victor, but Final Tempo is clear. Sir Boom trying to get to Regal Half, holding down second. Final Tempo in front. Sir Boom on the outside and Regal Half, but Final Tempo keeps going, and Final Tempo wins by 2.5. Second Regal Half, a neck away third Sir Boom. Then Monopolised, another Victor, well back Navy Brass, and last in was Winner.
Okay, well, the double there, 6 and 14 will be $68.80, $68.80. 14 final tempo, $5 and $2.80. Number 1 to pay $5.20, Regal half. No third for 13, Sir Boom. Repeating the double, $68.80.
Super Tab 14 final tempo to pay $5, $2.50. Number 1 Regal half $5.70 and 13 Sir Boom to return $2.10. New South Wales dividends fourth Perth.
No.